This right here is very sharp. Check this out. So today we have the Forester Carbide brush cutter blade. This is the 8-inch. It cuts faster, cuts longer, sharpens with ease with the Forester diamond file. So for several years I've been using the Milwaukee M18 quik-lok system, and I've tested all their accessories so far, including this pole saw right here and a trimmer, but I didn't realize until probably about a year and a half ago I bought this, and I'm finally getting around to this video today, which I'm very excited for. This is called the brush cutter attachment. So it has this 4-cutter reversible blade right here. So you can see it's sharp on that side, it's sharp on that side. So if it gets dull, you just flip it around. But I'm wondering if you can put this heavier 8-inch chainsaw cutter blade on there in place, how this will work. And we're gonna use the most powerful battery Milwaukee has, the 12 amp hour high output. So before we put this on, I thought it would be a good idea just to show you what this is capable of right here. I've used the tri-tip blade with a lot of success on some other trimmers. I haven't tried the quad tip, but this works really good in those overgrown weeds, something that the line trimmer or the weed whip, it's a little bit too much for that. This right here works really well. Instead of slinging it, it tends to just slice it and drop it right there. So when you make the upgrade with this brush cutter right here, it gives you this side handle right here. This is it's not actually a handle that you use, but it's like a safety. So when you're doing some cutting and all of a sudden it kicks back, you keep this close to your body, and if for some reason it jumps back at you, this is like a safety that will hit your leg and prevent that from jumping back at you. So switching these out is very easy. You just loosen that knob right there and pull that out. Then we're just gonna go ahead and take this. That slides in right there and locks in place. That is how fast you can switch these out. So in all my videos, I like to have the proper PPE. So I have this helmet with a face shield right here. Just nice, keeping that debris from hitting your eyes. And then I have these Kevlar chaps as well. Yeah, if you're interested in seeing a review on this Milwaukee, the Bolt helmet right here, I'll put a link for it down below. All right, so we're gonna go over here where I have some overgrown weeds. Let's do a little cutting. So here's the situation in my life I wish I could do over. This area right here and back used to be all nicely cut lawn, and I had someone offer me a lot of free firewood, so I hauled in several trailers full and I put it here. I was gonna split it, and then I realized that it was silver maple, and in my wood stove, silver maple really is something that I would give a thumbs down to. I'm not very happy with it. And I came across some other firewood that's much better, like ash and cherry and a little bit of oak once in a while. So now the time has come where I'm gonna clean this up and haul this stuff out, probably mow it back down again and get it to become a lawn. So I have all this overgrown weeds right here. So I need to trim all this so then I can get to the firewood below it. So you can just see what some of the sizes right here. So it's not like quite as thick as a pencil, but it's about, probably about half the size. So you can just get a sense of what this thickness is. So I'm thinking that the Milwaukee brush cutter should go through this pretty well. But then over there, we have some cherry saplings. That's really thick. That's like the size of my finger, maybe even thicker. So I'm not sure that this is really gonna work on that. I think that's where that chainsaw blade's gonna work. But we're gonna see if it's too heavy to run this. So how about we start off on this first, see how this works, and we'll go to that. All right, I'm not really sure how well it's gonna do on this stuff right here. This is the wild cherry stuff, pretty thick. So that's where we're gonna end up getting the chainsaw blade out, but I wanna at least show you how it works with the 4-tip blade. All right, we're gonna switch blades out. So you can see right there is a hole, and you put your nail right in it and spin that till it stops. Now you can go ahead and hook up your scrunch is what I call it. All right, take that off. Let's see if this fits. Perfect. All right, so here's the thing on there. It shows the direction of the blade. It says this side up, it spins this way around. Actually, I believe this spins this way if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna actually have that facing down. We'll try it out real quick. If you ever put the blade on your chainsaw backwards, you know how it just smokes, it doesn't do anything. There's a lot more weight to this, so we'll see how this works. Let's try it out right over here. All right, it seems to be cutting out. We put on low speed. Huh. Got 3 bars on the battery. All right, so the way I got it to work, I did 1 pull, let go real quick before it shut down, 2 real quick, and then a 3rd and hold it full trigger. 2, 3. I'll let go. All right, let's go try it out. All right, so right here we have the thick stuff. Let's see how it does. 2, 3. All right, that's very smooth. You can see the thickness of that compared to my finger. That's pretty thick stuff. So yeah, the other blade definitely wouldn't work. You'd never get a line trimmer to go through that. And when it slices it, this just drops. Very smooth. All right, we're gonna do some more cutting. This is kind of old and punky. It's a couple inches in diameter. All right, that's impressive. So now I'm able to do it. I just worked on it a little bit more. So on the second pull, the first pull it shuts down, second pull it runs. 1, 2. So this is what I just cut right there. You can just see it's about as long as my pointer finger. I did have a few oak logs in here. I'm not sure if this could be some punky oak. It is tough in the middle. The outside's a little spongy. All right, so now we have this area right here. It's probably about 5 wide, 7 long. A lot of saplings right here that are a nuisance. So they're too thick for the 4-tip blade. So let's see how this works. All right, so something very important I want to point out. You want to cut between the 9 and 12 position up here. You don't ever want to cut on this side. If you do hit this side, it'll sling the blade pretty hard, which can be dangerous. You may feel like you want to sweep back and forth, but that's not how this works. All right, it doesn't have a brake on it, so you want to make sure when you're working with it that you have time to let go and let it slow down. You can see it took probably a good 10-15 seconds. So as you can see, it's getting dark outside, so we are moving inside now, and I came across the box. I didn't realize I still had it. So it's model number 49-16-2738. So I want to re-emphasize a little bit about what this video is about. It's really not to show you how this brush blade works. It's more so to show you if it works in a battery powered trimmer like this right here. And what I'm thinking, some thoughts right now, is when you get into battery powered, like the Milwaukee tools, they tend to have like a rapid start. So when you pull the trigger like on one of their chainsaws or something else, you get up to top speed in under a second typically. And I think that's similar with the case with this. When you get into gas powered, then it's more of a softer start. When you pull the trigger, it takes a while for it to ramp up to speed. So I think that's kind of why this initially stalls when you pull the trigger, because there's just so much weight to this. And we're gonna actually get the weight between this and the other one so we can know exactly what the difference is. So once you pull the trigger first and it starts spinning a little bit, as long as this is moving and you pull the trigger a second time, then it seems to ramp up to speed pretty quick and there's decent power. As I was cutting things, I didn't feel it bogging down. It just seemed to have a lot of power to just keep cutting through it. So I was impressed with that. Let's start out by getting the weight of the Milwaukee one. They call this a 4-tooth design blade. 7 ounces. So not even half a pound. All right, so now let's check the weight. 1 pound, 5.6 ounces. So yes, this is almost a pound heavier. So So when you feel this right here and then you grab this, I mean, it is a night and day difference as far as the weight goes. So I'm gonna guess that Milwaukee really doesn't intend for you to use something this heavy on the M18 trimmer, but I just want to test it out and see if it does in fact work, and the answer is yes. All right, so here's something very exciting that's going to be on the channel very soon for you guys. This is the brand new Milwaukee M18 dual battery string trimmer kit. So this is going to have twice the power, and it's going to have, I think, a 17-inch cutting swath, which is amazing. And I think this is really going to have a lot of power. So let's say you want to do more than just like trimming the lawn along the sidewalk. This is going to work really well when you have to like go into the ditches and take out some of the tall grass like that in there. So after hearing all the details about this, one of the questions that came to my mind is whether or not they're going to have this available in a quik-lok system. And the answer, not yet. So I'm hoping that this year in 2024, we'll see that. And then I think the brush blade like this will work on that just a little bit better. So it definitely works with the trimmer right now that I showed you today, but I think it's going to be better suited for something like this if they do launch a quik-lok system. So, you know, I always look forward to hearing your comments and questions. And one of the things I like to know is, what do you think about this chainsaw blade right here? Is it too dangerous for you, or would that be something that you would use? I just want to pause real quick to say a big thank you to the Elborn Equipment Company and MGP Supply for making this video possible. And I also want to say that I have a larger version of this blade right here that's going to be on my channel very soon, and that I'll be testing with my bicycle handle, the U-handle type gas line trimmer. So please subscribe to my channel by hitting that right down there so you can be notified when that video goes live. So I have lots of outdoor power equipment videos coming out soon. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks again. See you next time.